Africa's potential to feed the world is a significant topic in global economics, primarily due to its arable land. The African continent holds approximately 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. For Africa to transition from a net importer of food to a global breadbasket, several strategic shifts are currently underway. Unlike the original African Green Revolution that relied heavily on massive irrigation and synthetic inputs, Africa's current transition focuses on sustainable intensification using precision agriculture. African farmers are increasingly using AI and satellite data to observe and track crop health and soil nutrients.
See how the chlorophyll levels dip in this quadrant?
Yes, the soil nutrients are low there. We need to apply the supplement.
This goes towards allowing the smallholder African farmers to use resources more efficiently.
Climate-resilient African crops will ensure scaling the use of drought-tolerant and pest-resistant orphan crops. Examples of such African crops include millet, sorghum, and cassava, which are native and naturally hardy.
These traditional staples are foundational to the food security and agricultural heritage of many African nations.
Millet and sorghum, both ancient grains, are exceptionally drought-tolerant and thrive in Africa's semi-arid regions.
While other major African cereals like maize might fail, the resilient ones make it crucial for climate adaptation. The cassava is a starchy root crop that is similarly hardy, able to grow in poor soils and prolonged dry spells.
This has been a significant source of carbohydrates for hundreds of millions of people in Africa.
Beyond these examples, the category of indigenous African crops also encompasses important legumes.
The cowpeas, also known as the black-eyed peas, enrich the African farmland soils with nitrogen. This provides Africa the opportunity to improve global food networks and systems for enhanced nutritional diversity. These diverse African tubers, vegetables, and fruit trees are a vast, largely undeveloped resource.
One systemic issue is that importing food from Europe is often cheaper for an African country than buying from a neighbor.
The African Continental Free Trade Area aims to remove trade barriers to the world's largest free trade zone.
This allows for regional Africa value chains, where countries produce raw materials and process them into finished goods. Post-harvest loss reduction currently sees Africa losing 30 to 40% of its food after harvest.
Solar-powered cold storage and better logistics are critical to African food reaching the global market.
The agribusiness model is moving away African farming from subsistence to a commercial enterprise. With over 60% of the African population under 25, youth involvement will push to make agritech attractive. These young African entrepreneurs will manage digital supply chains and drone-based AI agricultural technology.
Organizations like the African Development Bank are pushing the Feed Africa strategy.
This Feed Africa strategy seeks to mobilize over $100 billion in private and public investment by 2035.
Africa's untapped agricultural resources are huge, and economic estimates show the potential is astronomical.
The DRC factor estimates suggest that the Democratic Republic of the Congo alone,
if fully and sustainably cultivated, has the agricultural potential to feed 2 billion people.
Currently, only about 5% of Africa's cultivated land is irrigated, compared to 41% in Asia.
Tapping into the vast African groundwater reserves could triple yields for many staple crops.
The shift in African agriculture is moving rapidly from subsistence farming to data-driven agribusiness.
The investments are currently pouring into models that solve Africa's productivity, market access, and financial de-risking.
Access to capital has long been Africa's primary bottleneck, hence the new digital footprint collateral-free lending.
Companies in Africa are beginning to use satellite imagery and mobile money history to create credit profiles.
Are becoming a standard investment for de-risking large-scale farming portfolios in Africa.
In African, the high cost of machinery is being bypassed by asset-light service models.
One such example is the African Uber for tractors and shared mechanization.
Companies in Africa, like Hello Tractor, allow farmers to book tractor services via SMS. This model is expanding into drone as a service for precision spraying and soil mapping in African farms, which can increase African farm yields by up to 15 to 20% while reducing input costs.
Africa is seeing micro-irrigation financing, like pay-as-you-go solar irrigation systems.
This reduces reliance on the African seasonal rainfall and enables year-round high-value farming.
Integrated value chains and agro-processing is currently the most significant growing trend in Africa. Value addition at source. This will empower Africa to stop the export of raw commodities and materials. Special economic zones, POZs, notably in Ethiopia and Rwanda, are creating food processing industrial parks. Opportunities exist in localized cocoa processing in West Africa and fruit drying/packaging in East Africa. Cold chain logistics investments in Africa's solar-powered cold storage are solving the 40% post-harvest loss problem. This model is particularly profitable in the new African dairy and horticulture sectors, where shelf life is critical for export.
Farm-to-market digital linkages ensure the middleman is replaced by digital marketplaces for full traceability.
B2B platforms, startups like Twiga Foods and AgriConnect link rural farmers directly to urban retailers. Africa's blockchain for traceability is syncing with the EU and US implementing stricter green import regulations.
Africa is adopting a blockchain-based tracking system that can prove that a product is organic or deforestation-free.
For Africa to be able to serve the high-value export markets, these technologies are becoming a prerequisite.
Livestock has a massive commercial opportunity since Africa's meat consumption is projected to rise by 200% by 2050.
Investments in alternative proteins for animal feed, such as black soldier fly larvae, has increased in Africa.
This is a major new African frontier model is aimed at reducing the high cost of imported soy and fish meal. African continental regions each have a speciality in identified competitive farming and techniques.
In East Africa, Kenya and Rwanda are focusing on agri-tech innovation, digital finance, and horticulture. In West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, and Côte d'Ivoire are vested in large-scale production and local cocoa/rices processing.
In Southern Africa, Zambia and South Africa are vested in commercial infrastructure and large-scale irrigation.
While the potential is there for Africa to feed the world, significant challenges remain, including climate change.
Africa is warming 1.5 times faster than the global average. Africa's goal isn't just to produce more food, but to create a value-added economy.
An economy where Africa exports processed goods rather than just raw commodities.
In the next episode, we will cover Africa's strategic economic partnership with Asia. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more global economic trends content. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.